Ready? It's like being on a roller coaster. You steady? And... oh! So I bet most of the other M5 reviews that you've seen on YouTube focus on how insanely quick this thing is. Drag strips and drifting around car parks. But chances are, if you're looking for an M5, rear practicality is of interest to you as well. What child seats can you fit back there? Could this be the daily family supercar for you? Let's find out. My name's Ben and welcome to Dadcars. So in this video, we will be taking a deep dive into the practicality of the M5 competition. And then, as always, me and my daughters are going to take it out for a test drive and see what this would be like as a dad car. Let's kick things off by checking out the rear practicality. All right, here we go. Oh, what are you doing in here? What do you think? Is this nice?
Yeah.
Wow, this is lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, this leather feels really nice. Look, it's perforated.
And this one.
The backs of the seats feel hard wearing, don't they?
And this
Look, it's a little section there that you could keep some toys and books and things. Oh, look, the Bowers & Wilkins audio system. Oh, I bet that sounds amazing. What do you reckon to this look? Wow.
No, we can play with it.
You want to play with it? Look at this. Wow.
No, we can play this too.
It's a place where you can put your drinks and things. Is that nice?
Yeah.
You've got charging ports back here and your own climate controls.
Then we can do it.
So let's have a look and see what child seats fit in the back, yeah? Now I really love the Isofix flaps that BMW have, look. Open them up and you've got so much clearance. You haven't got to worry about scratching the leather when you slide in the Isofix.
Yeah. Oh.
So the passenger seat in its normal position, a rear-facing baby seat, Isofix, won't actually click in. I'm going to have to move this forward, which is so fascinating on these four-door, presumably practical saloons like this. The same thing happened with the recent Audi A8s that I reviewed on the channel. Right, so I've moved the passenger seat forward to where it's still comfortable for an adult occupant, and you've probably got, what, 1.5, 2 inches there. Now, surprisingly, this isn't exclusive to saloons. I've seen it in SUVs as well, X5s. But when you're able to achieve a similar result with a rear-facing Isofix baby seat as this in, say, a Ferrari FF, like I recently reviewed on the channel, it does just go to show how some of the seemingly impractical stuff I feature on the channel is still pretty practical. You also have the top tether points here. So what I've put in here is a full-size 5-point harness Isofix child seat, and over here is an Isofix folding booster seat. And look, in the middle, that looks like proper space. I'll see if I can get in there. I'm pleased to confirm that even an adult, me, I'm 5'11", I could sit in here, obviously just for a short journey, but I could sit in here with 2 child seats either side. In the back of the M3 competition that I reviewed, with 2 Isofix child seats in, there was no space for anything in the middle. So there's plenty of space for me to get one of my trusty belt-secured travel child seats, 5-point harness ones, in the middle there. And if, like me, you're crazy and have 4 children, I measured across and you should be able to fit a 4-cross Multimac in the back of an M5. Just those side cushions that are a slight inconvenience to this, but if you'd like to see more on this child seat, check out the video I did on the 760i. Last thing of note, if you are carrying 3 or more across, those climate control dials do look a bit vulnerable to children who have a tendency of kicking things. Oh, and you can switch off the passenger side airbag. Wow, this boot is massive, isn't it, girls?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Can we do it one more time?
You want to do it? No, I think we've demonstrated just how big this boot is, haven't we?
We want to do it again.
Right, so practicality tick, but what is it like to drive with your children on board? Let's find out. So your sister was feeling a bit poorly today and a bit tired, so she had to stay at home, didn't she? Unfortunately. So, but at least we got 2 of you in the back. We just had a last-minute change, didn't we? This is really bizarre. So I'm driving on a very bumpy, potholey road, but this feels smoother and far better damped than my wife's X5. How is that possible? God, the cushioning of this damping setup. Really impressive. Wow. I'll be honest with you, the last minute kerfuffle, I had all of the stats of this car in my head, but I'm going to hand you to a voiceover, Ben, just so I don't get them wrong. Now, I'm not going to list off every single fact and feature about this car. There are plenty of other wonderful videos on YouTube that do just that. This car here today is a late 2022 M5 competition. And the F90 M5 was launched in 2020 and comes in competition form only. It has a 4.4 litre twin turbocharged V8, which BMW claims produces 612 horsepower and a 0 to 62 time in 3.3 seconds. But what's interesting is that this car here today has been recorded multiple times at doing 0 to 62 in just 2.8 seconds. And when it was taken on a brutally honest rolling road, it actually produced 652 horsepower, 40 horsepower more than BMW claim. If anybody knows why BMW and other manufacturers do this, please let me know in the comments below. As you would expect, it has the BMW's xDrive 4-wheel drive, but you can switch it to rear-wheel drive only, along with other adaptive settings, which enables you to adjust the M5 to fit your desired driving scenario. Think of the M5 as a car that spans the full spectrum of what a car is capable of. On one end of the scale, complete comfort, refinement and safety for a long family road trip, or you can slide things right over to the opposite extreme and it becomes a fire-breathing supercar slayer for a blast around the Nürburgring. You, as the driver, have control over that sliding scale and everything in between, which can then be set at the touch of a button. I personally love how BMW have stuck with a traditional, understated design. No obnoxious front end here, which adds to its usability. So this car has got almost every option ticked, except carbon ceramic brakes and, unfortunately, those screens for the back, because having screens back there right now would have been a lifesaver for me. I'm really happy that this car has got the option of indicators ticked, because it's surprising to me, why is there so many BMWs out there that don't click the option of indicators? So you might be thinking, oh, carbon ceramic brakes on an M5, that's essential. Well, not necessarily. I mean, this car's owner, previous to this, he had a 2019 M5 competition. And he is a member of the Sporting Bears. So he took that car on track sort of like 3, 4, 5 times a year, did 40,000 miles in that M5. And he assures me that the carbon ceramic brakes are not essential, even for the track use. Oh, here you go. Do you want to see what it feels like? Look, you ready? Oh, how's that feel? That's a spicy sausage, isn't it? What is this like as a place to sit? Well, BMW know how to do interiors, don't they? This feels so special. The steering wheel is special. The leather wrapped dash is beautifully stitched. Everything you touch and feel is wrapped in lovely high quality leather. And just feels so solid. These seats are lovely. Oh, hang on, that reminds me. These seats have got the massage feature. Oh, my lower back needs this. Well, I'm going to do the rest of the review getting a nice back massage. Can you put your legs down, sweetie, please? It's just a bit dangerous. What's it like in the back, girls? Would it be nice if there were some screens back there so you could watch Peppa Pig or something? Yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it? So we're going to go fast in a minute. This is the fastest car, I think, girls, that you've ever been in. Are you looking forward to that? Oh, excuse me while I just enjoy this buttock massage. Once we get to this national speed limit section, girls, we're going to just see what the performance is like on this car. Because BMW claims that this car does 0 to 62 in about 3.3 seconds, but apparently it's quicker. Let's have a look. You ready, girls? Heads back. 3, 2, 1. What do you think of that? It's quite cool, isn't it? Right, girls, you ready to try that again? Yeah, heads back. Ready? It's like being on a roller coaster. You steady. And... oh! Was that fast? You girls are so used to going fast in cars now, aren't you? Right, now let's talk about running costs, shall we? Because obviously this has got twin turbocharged, big thirsty V8. So what's the miles per gallon? Well, on a motorway run, I reckon you would be able to hit 35 miles per gallon. Around city, you're probably going to be looking in the low 20s. And if you're having a very spirited drive or on track, expect about 5 miles per gallon. But those are similar miles per gallon stats as my wife gets out of her diesel X5. So very reasonable as a family car, I think. Road tax is a funny one because it should be about £180 for a car that's as efficient as this, but there's a new car uplift element now as well, isn't there? So an extra £390 on top of that for the first few years. Obviously though, the good thing about all of this additional road tax that the government is making us pay is that the roads have never been in better condition, have they? Because they've got all the money to fix the potholes. So if you're thinking about buying a new one of these, I mean, prices now, it's about £108,000 before you put any options on, and you will put options on. But for me, if you're looking at a car which is like an ex-demonstrator, you know, already a year or two old, I think that's the way to go. You know, let somebody else take that initial hit in depreciation. Oh, right, girls, we've got a cyclist here we're gonna have to get past. We've got enough power to get past him. Well, yes. Obviously we do. Oh, another cyclist. Now, I'm not a massive fan of huge screens in cars or digital dashes, and this car has both. Whopping great screen there and a fully digital dash. But you know what, I don't know, with the M5, this car kind of feels like it suits it, dare I say it. Mark II MR2, shame me sort of butchered it with all of those modifications, but still a cool thing to see. So I need to say a massive thank you to the owner of this car. He is a sporting bear. What other sporting bears? So you know, being part of a car club is one of the most enjoyable things we can do as a petrol head. Going, meeting with other like-minded people, showing off our cars, driving them around, maybe even taking them on track, things like that. Imagine if you could do all of that whilst raising money for children's charities. That is what the Sporting Bears is. You can become a member on their website, sign up to one of the many exciting events that are taking place all around the country. Then there's always a team of lovely, incredible volunteers that are at these events as well, which do all of the coordination. So if you've got an exciting car, it can be anything from an old classic Mini right up to a supercar. You can enjoy sharing that car with other people whilst raising money for a really much needed cause. I will be booking myself to attend another event very soon, which I'm hoping to do some filming at, so I can show you exactly what the Sporting Bears are doing. I tell you what, BMW really know how to do gear selectors, don't they? You never accidentally throw it into neutral, so there's no embarrassing moments when you're sort of trying to manoeuvre around and there's loads of cars waiting on you. Yeah, they really do nail it. And it's quite a nice thing to look at actually as well. So look, those of you who enjoy driving your older BMWs, manual, analog, hydraulic steering, with bags of feel, like driving a car like this, I can see why people would complain about it, because you know, you are a bit detached from the driving experience compared to an older car. However, what you get in place of that is just pinpoint precision. You know, you can go speed safely in this car, which you wouldn't want to do in a 20, 30-year-old BMW. And also the safety that you get with a car like this. If you're carrying your precious cargo behind you in the nightmare scenario that you're involved in an incident, an M5 is going to be such a safe place to be. But also just generally, day to day, I can't picture a car which is more dailyable than this with supercar performance. This also feels, dare I say it, quite nimble. It doesn't feel like a big car at all to me driving this around. The type of person I imagine who drives an M5 turns up to a prestigious golf club, and as they're parking their car, they see other golfers pulling up in their Ferraris, Aston Martins and McLaren GT type cars. And you look at them and think, what on earth are you doing? Struggling to get your clubs out of that thing. That cannot be a nice thing to live with day to day. Safe in the knowledge that the car you're driving can not only compete with those cars on track, but maybe could even outperform them. The thing is though, I'm one of those idiots in the Aston Martin or the Ferrari. I actually enjoy, I find fun in the impracticality of it, just in the ridiculousness of it day to day. But that said, I can see completely why somebody with a few more brain cells than me would buy an M5 competition. I also like giving the thumbs up to other car owners on the road when they're driving a similar car to me. Look, I'm genuinely interested. Anyone watching this who drives a modern BMW, do you ever give the thumbs up to other people driving modern BMWs? It's a genuine question, I don't know. But my guess is that, like with Aston Martins, that is something that you get across the board. If you're in an Aston Martin, you get the thumbs up and a nod of approval from other Aston owners. And is that lost in BMWs? Certainly the modern ones. Now, there are rumours circulating that the next M5 will be a hybrid. But what's interesting about that is that it might potentially have this V8 engine, just with a slight compromise on your boot space, when, as we've seen, this boot is already massive. Now, normally I wouldn't be too excited about a hybrid variant of a sports car, but the appeal of an M5 is 2 cars in 1, isn't it? Something that, with a flick of the button, can be a beast on track, but then also just generally, day to day, you can just cruise around in complete comfort in. And so, dare I say it, maybe a hybrid M5 might just sort of like amplify and make those 2 extremes even better. So in summary then, for the M5 competition, and I really cannot see how super saloons can get much better than this. This might be the pinnacle of it before things start going hybrids and, you know, whatever's next. Because just the ease of driving this thing around, it feels nimble, the damping and ride quality is incredible. Look, we've got a little one sleeping behind. But then at a flick of a switch, it's also got that true ultimate performance side to it as well. This is incredible. And as an overall, if you can only have 1 car, if you can't have a weekend car and something else that uses it daily, as a dad car, I just can't see things getting much better than this M5 competition. So look, I want to thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed this. Comment below, like, share it with somebody you think might find it interesting. Remember to check out the Sporting Beds. Follow them on Instagram, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.